This is Mountain Dew. So if you remember, the reason I play a little bit at the beginning of my video is because the whole point of this thing is to build an application that can help me practice my mandolin, help me progress faster and track my progress and track how much I'm practicing. So in the spirit of getting better at the mandolin, I thought I'd practice a little bit just now. Let's get right to it because there's some interesting stuff that I want to show you about my workflow with Claude right here. So this is my original conversation with Claude, and you can see at the end of it, here's the wireframe that was generated. Okay, so my workflow, once I get an output that I kind of like, or maybe even several outputs, I might get some diagrams, some wireframes, some text that just describes user stories, or however you want to phrase that. Go down here. There's a little download button. You can download whatever artifacts it generates. Then you come over here. You can upload, add content, see? And you can upload an artifact back into a new project. Okay, you can create a project in Claude, and the project lets you do some pretty neat things. You can set some instructions, or you can add content here that's going to be available in all your conversations within the project. But for now, I just wanted to add the wireframe and have a conversation with this wireframe and iteratively kind of tweak it until it gets to a point where I like the way it looks, I like the way it behaves, and I can move forward at that point with actually building the application. So that's pretty exciting. Let's talk briefly about this conversation here. So, as I mentioned, I wanted to tweak the wireframes that Claude originally generated from my first conversation with Claude about building this app. It did a decent job, as you can see right here. We've got a dashboard, we've got the goals that we can set. Like this is usable. But the thing is, I get bored very quickly, and so I need more than one instrument. Okay, it's not the most efficient thing, but it's true. I've got a guitar, I've got a mandolin, I've got a piano, okay? And I think a lot of aspiring musicians or just people who enjoy playing music are the same way. So we've got a guitar, we've got piano, drums, violin, okay? So this resulted from this simple request. I uploaded the original wireframes. Claude understood the wireframes without any extra context, and I just gave it a simple request like I would to a human, really. I want to add the ability to select which instrument I'm working on and adjust the existing UI accordingly. So it came up with a simple solution. Maybe not the best user experience or whatever, but hey, it works. So on guitar, you can see we've got these goals and this progress in the little mock-up here. Piano, it even knows like Hanon, which is a popular type of piano exercise, right? Chopin, stuff like that. So that's really neat. That's kind of mind blowing. But I mean, if this is mind blowing, wait till you see what's coming down the pike when we actually get to writing a Rails app using Claude, because it's impressive. It's impressive. Not perfect, but it's impressive. So now what I want to do is demonstrate some live prompting, okay? We're going to do a little bit of live prompting. So one thing that springs to mind immediately is I don't want this list of instruments to be hard-coded. So let's say allow the user to manage, add and remove their own instruments. Let's see what that gets us. So it goes off to the races. Write and React. Okay. Guitar, piano, drums. Okay, I see. Voice. Neat. So it's actually interactive. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay. And this is the point where you need to stop yourself from obsessing over things, because this is pretty good. What we've got right now, we can enter in whatever instrument we're working on, and that's right up there at the top. We can set goals for the instrument. Yeah, right now we have drums selected. We can go and actually practice things, and we can look at our progress, and there's a hint that there might be a detailed report. I think this is pretty good, a pretty good starting point for actually writing some code. So now you've seen how the process works. I encourage you to get pretty detailed with your wireframe, but also make sure that you have clarity on what you're trying to accomplish. And when what you have is actually an MVP, it's actually enough to accomplish the job that you want the software to do, stop there. And we'll move on to the next step. So the next step, spoiler alert, is going to be getting into the actual coding of a Rails app. And there's a couple different ways you can approach that. What I'd like to do is dive right in and use my AI assistant in the terminal to just see if it can manage to generate a Rails app by itself with very minimal technical intervention from me. So I'm excited to see how that goes, and I'll see you next time.